Good day, everybody. We hope you
Hi.
all are doing fine. And today we're going to take a little break from the Wings of Fire and start talking about The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. It's part of the Wheel of Time series.
This book.
We got the paperback book, and it's thick.
A what?
It's thick.
Oh, I thought you said we had a stick, and I'm like, a what?
No, it's thick. So yeah, so we got done reading the Great Hunt. Been waiting for Joe Bird Earl Jr. to read it, talking about 5
Just
years.
call me Viper. It's easier.
No, you're Joe Bird Earl Jr.
Okay. I'm tired of always having to wait 3 minutes for you to finish my name.
Yep, it's very long. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the book right now, and we'll give our review, our grade. And it's either no recommend, recommend with caution, or recommend.
I keep hearing words that you're not saying. Like that time when you said grade, I thought you said grave, and I'm like, I didn't know you were dying.
It's a great book, right? So, we're talking about The Great Hunt. And, so what is The Great Hunt?
A book.
Look. What are they hunting?
Horn of Valier.
Yep,
Or
and a
that's how you
knife.
pronounce it. And
Well, we
yeah,
find
and a
out in the
knife.
first book they already found the horn of Valier, and then in this book at the beginning they lose it, and so now they're trying to track it down.
Yes, because every time you get something, it has to go wing.
It has to go bye. So to me, this book is more about, besides trying to look for, they're looking for the horn of Valier because, as we learned in the first book, when you blow it, it gains all the great heroes
Necromancer.
from the past, and they come back and fight for you.
Yep.
And they're also hunting for the knife that Matt took from,
Shadar Lagoth.
yeah, if that's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
And
you
it's-
shouldn't take things from
and-
Shadar Lagoth because
You shouldn't take things from places that are cursed.
yes.
Is the moral of that story.
Shadar Lagoth
Yeah.
is the #1 cursed area.
Right. So he's being possessed,
No, he's
and
not.
if he doesn't get the knife back,
he's being tainted. Not
yeah, if he
possessed.
doesn't get the knife back, he will die.
Yes.
So that's what they're doing, and these items get stolen at the beginning of the book, and they have to go looking for it. But to me, the book's more about our heroes, all of them, the boys and the girls, Perrin, Matt, and Rand, Nynaeve, and Egwene, having to deal with their new situation in life. In the first book, they left the village, and now they've gone away, and Egwene's learning to have. Are you okay?
I'm just dying over here.
Egwene is learning powers. Nynaeve is finding out she has these same powers, and then Perrin now has yellow eyes and he can see wolves. in his
Anyone can
dreams.
see wolves.
Well, he can see wolves in his dreams or
Okay.
talk to wolves.
There you go.
And then we got Rand, he's a man who controls power, and right now.
Wow, that
If you
seems
control
like
power,
politics.
it can drive you crazy. It can drive you crazy because if you're a man, because that part of the power is
Because some
cursed.
idiot thought it was a good idea to use magic on the Dark One. Dark One's like, amazing! And he touches it, and it's just like, uh-oh.
Yep, and now all the males will go crazy. So it's basically, to me, the story is about our these characters having to deal with their powers and their new situation in life.
They're big
And,
babies about it.
Yes, they don't really adapt very well on how to
No.
deal with it. So what do you think of the book? What do you think?
Well, I
When you read the book, what do you think it's
I thought it was a good book. However, it focuses a lot on Rand, and I'm just like, it gets to the point where I'm just like, I literally don't care about Rand anymore. Just like, I don't care about him.
It's like after 2,000 pages of Rand, can we have less Rand, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like, Rand's not even my favorite character. Like, I like him, but there was like none of my favorite characters had like any pages other than like 1 or 2, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Rand again.
Right. Yeah. So it's probably a good 80 to 90% of the book covers Rand. I would say.
Yeah.
So, right, and then we get to see a little bit more of the dream world, or the other. I don't know. How would you say the other world? The portal world.
What?
The portal world doesn't because he touches that stone, it takes him to another world, another dimension.
A mirror world.
Yeah, a dimension, another
It's
dimension.
called a mirror world
And
because
he has
it's
to go.
a fragment of what could be, but
Right.
not. It's like it's kind of like one of those projects you're like, I'm gonna start, and then you start it, and then you're just like, I'm done with it, and you toss it aside. That's basically what that is.
Yep. And the book also does good, moving on, that some of the characters that we had in the first book, they make a return to the second book. Like some of the minor characters, like Elaine, right? Elaine comes back in this book, and she has a bigger part. And is she the only one that has a bigger part? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Elaine and her brothers have a little bit bigger part.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, right? I'm trying to think real. And we get to meet a new group of people called this. I'm not going to be able to pronounce these people's names at all, but the Seanchan. Yep, they play a big role.
I hate
Yep,
them.
their culture is that if you could do the power, they enslave the people who.
That is so. They're so annoying.
Yep, if you have power, they can enslave you.
It's just like, what the heck? It's like, it's okay. It's like, what I don't get is that. Yeah, they may think they need to be leashed, but that doesn't mean you abuse them.
Yeah, they abuse.
They're still people.
Right. So this is our introduction to them. And he hasn't read all the books yet, but I've read them all once, and so it's going through the second time. I'm learning more things, but later on in the series, you do get more detail about the Seanchan, if that's how you pronounce them.
Seanchan.
Yeah, whatever.
Seanchan. Maybe it could
the
be
people
Seanchan.
who have armor that looks like bugs.
The people who fight with when I first read that they fight with monsters, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then I'm like, I really hate these people. Like, I love the concept of them fighting with monsters, but other than that, I hate them.
Yep. So is there anything else you take away from this story?
To be completely honest, since I've only read, this is like the second book, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, like, I'm on the fourth book right now, and their books are like thicker than the Bible, so.
And there's a lot. They go into a lot of detail, and like the first book, he goes into great backstory about the cities that you visit and everybody's culture.
Yeah, but then he goes through all that, and then it's just like when he gets
cameras here.
Cameras right there.
Yeah.
I feel like he does like a really good job on those other cities, and then it's just like the city that I want to do the most, which is Shadar Lagoth, because I'm just like. Because like, the thing that lives in there is apparently, like, worse than the dark, like, is almost as bad as the dark one, but didn't come from him. So I'm just like, that's actually kind of cool. I want to know more about that. And then he does, like, almost nothing on it, and I'm just like, but why?
Yeah. Why? Because it's a minor part of the story.
I don't care. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like, Mushadar is, like, an awesome concept, and it's just, like, never brought up again.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like...
If it makes you feel better, you go back there at least 2 more times.
Okay, that's better.
If it makes you feel better.
I think it's awesome. But
cool. It won't give you more information about it.
I think it's cool how you could take a rock, carry it out of the city, and then you get Matt syndrome.
Yeah, and then it starts corrupting you.
I love how that concept works. It's like single grain of sand. You take it outside the city, you're gonna die in about 3 months. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, anything else?
Actually, I'm kind of curious about something now.
What's that?
If you cut someone with a rock from Shadar Lagoth, would that have the same effect as the dagger?
I would think so.
So it's just like fling. Okay, I just thought of something really stupid. Okay, take a grain of sand and flick it in someone's eye and see what happens. It's just like from Shadar Lagoth. I'm just like, I can't get that out of my head. I'm just like, that'd be like deadly sand.
I'm itching. I like my ears and my nose. That's very cruel of you.
To do that?
Yeah.
Okay, but I love the concept of the knife though. The knife is cool. If it didn't corrupt you, I'd keep it. But since it does, I'm like, I probably want to get rid of it.
Right. Oh, my backy. Okay, so let's do a recommend, and then we're gonna do some more videos about this. That will go into spoilers.
Yeah, if you came onto this video expecting to have some kind of Wings of Fire video,
we will be talking about
it. Yep. We have a few more books to go through.
Yep. Next week we're taking a week off of Wings of Fire.
Yes.
And next week we'll be hitting the next book, maybe 2 or 3 books next week. Depends on how many videos we make from each book.
Yeah.
But this week we're probably doing all of Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt, and So what do you recommend? You recommend it, not recommend, or recommend with caution?
If you like books that have a lot of description, it's recommend. If you don't read it.
Not recommend. Right? Yeah, I recommend it
book.
too. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of description though. Like I like the description and all, but sometimes I'll find myself skipping paragraphs, and I'm just like, oh wait, I have to backtrack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sometimes it gets more descriptive than necessary.
oh my gosh.
And like you'll say, for example, I'll say, "Hey Daniel, how's your day?" And then he'll go in like 4 paragraphs on what Daniel's wearing and where he's from and why his glasses are important. And then Daniel will finally reply.
It was good. It's just like okay. Like by the time that I would be done explaining, though, it'd just be like, by the time I got to like the actual answer, you'd be just you'd not even care anymore. You're just like, I don't even care.
Yeah, but I recommend it too. It's a great book. It does give you a lot of information. The storyline's good. I agree with Daniel in that after the end of this book, you're like, I don't really want to hear another chapter about Rand.
I think that's why he has like no chapters in the next book.
Right. So yeah, the next book, I think he only has like a half a chapter, maybe. Point of view.
He has like 4 chapters.
Yeah. So the next book, Rand's point of view is hardly ever used.
You lied to me.
He's in the whole book.
You lied to me when you said Perrin had most of the chapters.
And
the
third
girl was
book,
more focused on the girls.
I think the girls of Perrin have like the whole book next in the third book. But we're talking about the Great Hunt right now. So I recommend it. He recommends it. If you like this video, please recommend it and hit the like button and
subscribe,
share.
hit the bell, do all those stuff down there, comment.
Yep.
We would love that. If you like the video, like it. If you don't, tell us why you didn't like it so we can fix it. And I don't know promises. We will fix it though, because because you might just not like the people we are. So I mean, if you don't, then that's sad. But okay,
you can watch something else, right?
You can just go watch something else. But
there's probably millions of other YouTube channels. But we do hope you'll enjoy this, and I hope you enjoyed your day.
10 times more successful than this.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.